All right, recording there. And then I'm going to start recording here, and I'm going to share exactly what I'm going to be talking about today for our BSPU call. Great. Hey, Rob Kosberg here. Welcome to our weekly call. I'm going to talk today about using a book to create awesome opportunities for you to grow your authority, grow your impact, and of course, absolutely grow your business, attract more clients, etc. But as a preface to that, I'm going to talk about how you create a great hook for your book, because the hook is the thing that stops your potential client in his or her tracks and absolutely positively gets them engaged with you so they know, hey, this guy or gal gets me, knows what my issues are, knows what my challenges are. So I'll tell you a little story. So just a few hours ago, I was on the phone with a new client, and he's actually an old friend. He's a former tennis professional, top 100 tennis pro in the world previously, and is pivoting, and we're doing a book for him. And he said, Rob, I'm really having a hard time with what my program is, what I'm going to be offering on the back end, because he's pivoting his consulting, company. And he said, I have this amazing network because he played tennis at Stanford. I'm not going to say who he is, not that you would know, but, former great athlete at Stanford and professional tennis player. And he was telling me, he's like, I have this amazing network in Silicon Valley and of my former Stanford teammates, as well as people that I know from Stanford. And he says, I had this really, really great call some time ago with a guy that would have been an amazing client. And more than that, could have brought me into his large corporation to do a workshop or to do a half day. And he said, I was introduced to him and we got to talking, and he asked me, well, what do you do? How can you help us? And he says, I tried to explain it to him and it just didn't go anywhere. And he said, I know I could help this guy. It's exactly what the guy needs, but he didn't have the language to be able to communicate it and hook him in an effective and powerful way, so that the guy says, I want you to come in and do a workshop. I want you to come in and do some coaching. I want you to do a keynote. I want you to coach me, right? He didn't have the language. So how do you create that? Well, there's a couple of different things that we suggest. So number one is we do something called an author market questionnaire. Those of you that are my clients, you know this because you've done this. However, if you have done it the lazy way, I'm going to recommend that you really think through this for yourself, because this is for you more than it is for us. This is for you to create a great hook based on the needs of your ideal client. Now, if you know exactly what that is and you know the language that they use, then fantastic. But that's what the purpose of this is for. What are their worries? What's the conversation that's going on in their head right now that you can just step into using their language, so that they immediately stop in their tracks when they see a copy of your book and they go, wow, this guy, this gal gets me. So the author market questionnaire looks at the fears, the frustrations, the wants, the aspirations of your ideal client and what they are in their language, so that you can communicate that to them in a book. You see, my friend, new client, was talking about leadership training. And I said, leadership training just by itself as a term sounds so old-fashioned, right? To the guys and gals that are in Silicon Valley, they're not thinking leadership training. Now, I know that the base premise, the foundation of what is taught probably 50 years ago versus what is taught now, a lot of it is the same, right? A lot of the principles are the same, and it does go back to leadership training. I said, but if you use words like that they feel like from the 50s, 60s, 70s, guess what? You're going to lose them. And, my client lost this guy as a client because he didn't have the right language. So if you don't know what that language is and you don't immediately get it, then this is what you need to do. You need to get on the phone to your friends, your clients, people in this marketplace, and you need to start asking them questions. You need to start probing the pain points that they have. Ask them for a favor. Say, look, I know you're in this market. You know I'm in this market. I want to ask you, if I were to offer something like this, do you think this is something that your coworkers, people, like you would be interested in? And then ask them about their pain points. Ask them, is this painful? Why? Is this a challenge in your business? Why? And keep digging 1, 2, 3 levels deep. What does that mean? What does that look like? If you're a relationship expert, right, and you ask somebody that is going through a difficult time in their relationship, you say, tell me, why is your relationship important to you? Why do you want to help your relationship? And they say, well, I don't want to go through a divorce, right? So if that's as deep as you go, that's the surface level, okay? You're going to save people from the divorce. Then you'll reach a number of people. But guess what? There are multiple layers that you need to go from there. So what I would suggest that you ask is, when they give you an answer, you go to the next layer and you say, well, I know this might sound a little strange, but why don't you want a divorce? Why are you afraid of divorce? And now you're going to get them thinking another layer down. They may shift gears entirely. They may say, it's my kids. I'm concerned. Sorry, I'm going to restart that. They may say, well, the next layer down, it's my kids. I'm concerned about separating from my spouse, because what will that do to my children, their psyche, how they're feeling? Okay, you're taking notes. You're thinking through that. Okay, well, why is that important to you? Why are you concerned about how divorce is going to impact your children, right? They have to go a full level below that. As you keep asking, you're going to get to some base like triggers and emotions within them that you can use to create a great hook, because now you're speaking to like the depth of somebody, so that when they see that in your title or in your subtitle or in the description of your book, they're going to be like, wow, I didn't even think of that, but that resonates with me. I'm worried about my children. And you know what? I went through a divorce, or my parents went through a divorce when I was a kid, and that really rocked my world, and it led me down this bad path, or whatever. Things that maybe you have never considered are really what's the deep motivating factors of your ideal client. So you first want to really figure out, what is the hook? What is the deep motivating factors, so that you can use that to message, title, subtitle, table of contents, etc. Now, let's switch back to my friend again. And new client. And let's switch to the original topic at hand, which was, how do you use your book to create opportunities? Well, if your book is languaged properly, right? Your hook, your title, your subtitle, your table of contents really speaks to the depth of your ideal client exactly the way I just talked to you about, then he could go back after his book is completed. He could go back to that guy that he lost, right? That relationship that he tried to communicate his value to, and the guy didn't get his value and said, okay, well, probably that's not a great fit, never followed up. He could go back with his book and put his book in front of that person, right? And say, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's my best-selling book on the topic. Is this something? Again, knowing that it is something that they need, because you've done the research, you've asked the hard questions, you've communicated it in a way that uses their language. Now you put that book in front of somebody, even at a second go round, and what are they going to do? They're going to embrace it. It's going to hook them. It's going to stop them in their tracks and say, you know what? I need this. I need some help with this. This is something I want to bring you in for a workshop. I want to bring you in for a keynote. It's interesting because I was putting this together. I had a couple of things in mind for today, but after this phone call this morning and me giving this same advice, to this client, he actually went back and did some of this, and I didn't expect him to do it so fast. I love when clients take fast action. And he sends me a Facebook message, and he says, Rob, my good friend who's, and I won't say, but high up in this corporation, I got in touch with, I asked him some of these questions, and I talked to him about having a keynote speech and doing a workshop for executives struggling with this very thing. And he said he already has a guy that would bring me in for a talk, a VC guy, high-level venture capital guy. It's a slam dunk in the Bay Area. So my client is messaging me. He's like, with your help, I'm going to roll out the red carpet for you on this, meaning that he wants to refer people to Bestseller Publishing to do their books. And I made a snarky comment. I said, my advice will pay for the book 10 times. And he said, 100% absolutely true. And I said, let's go. Congratulations and all that stuff. The point is, when you start languaging, right, you start asking these questions and then languaging, using their language, using the depth of their pain that your expertise can solve. And that is the topic of your book, right? When you start using that to hook people, man, they will love you for it. They will engage with you immediately. And guess what? Even if you blew that opportunity previously, your book, just putting that book in front of them, just mailing it back out with a follow-up telephone call so they have it right in front of them, will reinvigorate and re-engage that relationship and give you an opportunity to that maybe you blew in the past, but it'll give you an opportunity to do all the things that you want to do, whether it's for coaching, for consulting, for workshops that you do, for individual keynote speeches, etc. So what should you be doing with your book? Well, besides reinvigorating old opportunities, right? Any potential client that came through, anybody that maybe the opportunity was lost for one reason or another down the road. Maybe your salesperson didn't do a good job. Maybe you didn't communicate it well. Maybe you didn't have it all thought through. Whatever it is, if your book is well positioned to speak to that, you need to get your book in front of that person. Now, besides that, what should your book be doing? It should be going out in front of any and all ideal clients that you could do speaking engagements for, that you could do workshops for, that you could coach or consult. Any opportunity that you have to speak to your ideal client, your book should lead the way. Send it via direct mail. Print it. My newest book is coming out. And I just ordered 100 copies of them. I haven't even proofed it yet. And I said, you know what? Even if there's an issue with the proof, I'm going to send it. I'm going to let people know, hey, I want to give this to you. Even though this is a proof copy, I want to get it in your hands because it's that important. It'll make a difference. It'll make a difference in attracting the ideal client that you want to have and in growing your business. I hope this is helpful to you guys. Signing off for today. I'll see you again next week. All right, I stopped my video here, and now I'm on with you guys and making sure that you guys get it. By the way, I am going to do something here. I'm going to both ask for a favor and I'm going to do something. Of course, I'm going to open it up for questions, but I just put in the chat box to everybody a link to my newest book, Publish, Promote, Profit. I haven't launched it to the world. I've just told my clients about it. I posted it in the Facebook group, and now I'm telling you guys about it. Please do me a favor, and I've done this for you guys as well. Download a copy. It's 99 cents. That's a digital version. Just click the link right there. Download a copy of it right now. Like, go off this for just a second. Download a copy of it really quick, and then read a few chapters like I always teach, and then offer me a review on it if you would, please. There are 25 of you on right now, which is fantastic. Thank you for all 25 of you. Take a minute. Download it right now. It's 99 cents. If you wanted 99 cents back, I'll send it back to you. Just give me your address. I'm glad to. But here's the thing that I'll do for you. If you do me a favor, thanks, Glenn. You're doing it right now. I appreciate it. If you do this for me right now and try to offer me a review, sometimes your reviews will get rejected because maybe we're connected on Facebook or whatever. Don't worry about that. Try to offer me a review. Then I will send you a hard copy for free, and I'll ship it to you for free too. All I need you to do is post in our private Facebook group that you did it, and then give me your address, and I'll ship it to you as my gift to you as just a thank you. I just ordered 100 copies. I want to, literally just launched yesterday, so it's brand new. Let me share my screen, and I'll show you so you guys can see what is going on with it. Where is it? Hold on. Bear with me a second. Here it is. Just launched it yesterday. I haven't told anybody about it, but one post in our client group. It's already hit #1 new release in business writing. I have one review on it right now. You can see it's number 3 in all of business writing, number 7 in mentoring and coaching. And I haven't launched it yet. I haven't gone out to my audience. I haven't sent emails on it, anything like that. So I'm grateful for you, for my clients. Please do me a favor. Just download it. I gave you the link. This is the link right there. It's in the chat box. Just go to that link right now. Do me a quick favor. It's 99 cents. You know, it's going to go to $9.99 in the next 2 weeks. And then the softcover version is going to $19.95. I'm going to do a free plus shipping funnel. I'm going to lay all that out for you. I'm going to teach you as I do this. I'm going to show you exactly how I do this over the next month so that you can see exactly what my results are. But I'll send you a copy free. It won't cost you anything. It won't cost you shipping. Just do me a favor and please leave me a comment that you did it and with what your address is and that you tried to offer me a review. Just do your best to offer a review. I know that sometimes the reviews happen and sometimes Amazon takes them down. But thank you, Glenn. Deb just did it. Thank you. RM, Toussaint, thank you. You just did it. Appreciate that. So go into the Facebook group after you do it. Darla did it. Thank you so much. Go in the Facebook group and just post that, hey, I did it. And here's the address. I want you to send me my free copy. Lee did it. Thank you, Lee. Grateful. You don't have to, you can't leave a review until you at least read a few chapters, but pick a few chapters that you like. By the way, there's incredible, Kimberly did it. Ken did it. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Ken, so much. Thank you, Pia, for doing it. I see that. Awesome. Thank you. There are great examples in this book of client successes. I break down client funnels using their book. Like, it is literally the most up-to-date stuff that I have. I call it the new rules of writing, marketing, and making money with a book. I think you're really, really going to like it. I think you're going to see some things that maybe you haven't seen before. But again, Robert, thank you for doing it as well. I super appreciate it, and would mean a lot to me if you would just take a minute, download it right now, and then, you know, read a few chapters over the next couple of days, and then offer a review would mean a ton. And when you do that, just put in the Facebook group, hey, I did it. Give me your address, and I will gladly send it to you. By the way, you know, you should always model what I'm doing, right? Like, don't just do what I say, do what I do, right? So I tell people, hey, use our Facebook group, but don't just use the Facebook group by like saying, hey, please do this for me. Engage with people in the Facebook group, offer them something to do it. Like I'm doing right now. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to mail you a free copy of it. Yes, it's going to cost me money. It'll cost me $3 and change to print it and another $1 something to send it. But if I get 100 reviews, it costs me $500. Who cares, right? I mean, I want that. Jeannie, thank you for doing it now. Grateful. Robert, thank you for doing it. Super grateful for you guys doing it. And obviously 99 cents isn't much to do, but I know it takes your time to read a few chapters and then to offer a review. Dr. Venus, love it. Author 1.0 versus 2.0. Yay, looks good so far. Thank you, Dr. Venus. Jean, thank you, my friend, for doing it. You guys are terrific. So what questions can I answer for you? Hopefully it was helpful to you to go through that process that I did with a new client and talk about really creating a hook. And if you're in a market, let's say that you're in the process of writing your book or you want to write your next book, and you're in a market that you think you know, but you're not 100% sure, then I'm telling you, get on the phone with people that you would be serving, friends, potential clients. You know, if it's in the corporate world, people that are in the corporate world, you know, if it's people with relationships, go to people that are going through difficult times in their relationships and go several layers deep in asking the questions. That research will be the best time you spend, because when you create your book, you want to make sure that the languaging of your book, the languaging of the title, the subtitle, the table of contents really hooks them, and it really speaks to what their need is. I didn't mention this, but this new client said to me, he said, Rob, you know, there's lots of people in my marketplace selling to this market. You know, why don't I just go to their websites and use some of their language? And I said, yeah. I said, sure. If you want to risk your entire business model and book on trusting that what other people are saying is right, go for it. It's a shortcut. But obviously I was being facetious, right? I'm like, look, make a few telephone calls, have a few 30-minute conversations. At least then it will give you the confidence that you're on the right track, right? and that you are communicating to people in the way that you want to communicate to them. So please, please, please spend that time. And then once you're sure of that, and many of you already are, now you have something, right? You have like this powerful tool that you've got to get in front of your ideal people. Something that I'm doing, we have in the last just 3 years alone at Bestseller Publishing, probably 10, 12,000 complete applications of people that some of which were a good fit, but didn't get started for one reason or another. Could have been the money. It could have been that, they just weren't ready. It could have been that, who knows what the reason is. There was a reason they didn't do it. What am I going to do? Maybe it was our fault. Maybe we didn't communicate the value enough. What am I going to do? I'm going back to those people, the best ones, and I'm going to mail them a copy of my book and try to reinvigorate that relationship, reinvigorate that conversation, just like I've told you to do. You can do the exact same thing, right? If you have an ideal client that didn't become a client, you can help them, go back to them. Send them a copy of your book. Let them know, hey, chapter 8, I think really is applicable to you. It's a story of a client that went through similar things. I think it'll be helpful. Let me know your thoughts. Here's a copy of my book, right? I have people all the time coming back to me years later saying, wow, I wish I would have gotten started. Let's get started now. Why wait? I'm going to go out to them ahead of time. Glenn says, look forward to reading it. Where would you suggest getting a bumper for videos? A bumper. I think you mean bumper for videos. So good question, Glenn. It depends on the quality you want, but if you go to Fiverr, which is Fiverr.com, if you know what you want, there are a couple of good Fiverr people that will create a video bumper for your any videos that you do, for your book, for a book trailer, anything like that. So that's what we used. I have a graphic artist obviously here, and he does my video stuff, but I wanted somebody that gave me a certain look and design. So I went to Fiverr. I had to create that bumper for me, and that's the one we use. George says, can I have a link to the Facebook group? It didn't show up in the search for some reason. You should be in it already, but absolutely 100%. So this is it here. It's the Bestseller Mastermind. So don't worry about bookmarks and that kind of thing, but that is the link. I will put it in the message box to everybody right now. If you're my client already, so you should have been given an invitation to this. If for some reason you do not have an invitation, then go ahead and click on that. It's a private group. This is just our client-only group, as you can see. So there's like 545 members. These are just Bestseller Publishing clients only, paying clients only. So it is a very private group. Yakub, how are you, my friend? Oh, you ordered the book. I don't have to send it all the way to Israel. Mazel tov, my friend. Thank you for doing that. So grateful for you. Thank you for your willingness to do that. Appreciate it. And for any, for all the others that did it, I know so many of you have. So thank you. Pia says, had success on Thumbtack. So are you saying, Pia, that Thumbtack is what you used for like a video bumper? If that's the case, great. I don't know Thumbtack, so I'm not 100% sure what that is, but I know Fiverr would work there. Pia says yes. So try Thumbtack, and I'll check that out too. I've never heard of that, but might be a new cool resource for us to use. So, what other questions can I answer for you? There's my book again, as you can see. I'll go back to it. I'll put the link again for those of you. Oh, that's the Facebook group link. Blah. It's not the one I meant to. Here is the link to the book. If you can do it right now, I'd be so grateful. It's only 99 cents. And please, I would love to send you a copy of it. And I'd love for you to try to offer a review. Obviously, I can't incentivize people to offer a review, but you're my client, so I'm stretching it just a little. So I would, if you try to offer a review, just let me know that you tried. Put it in the Facebook group. Give me your address, and I will mail you a physical copy of the book. It would be my honor to do that. And thank you for your support already. The bunches of you that ordered it. So grateful. So anything else I can answer for you? Think through how you can use your book. Are there some relationships that should have turned into clients that you can go back to now with your book and reinvigorate that relationship by sending them a copy of the book with a note? Are there opportunities that you had that got missed? Use the book to reinvigorate that relationship, reinvigorate the conversation, and get them moving in the right direction again. For their sake, right? Because you can actually help them. Jean says, I like what you said about title and subtitle. I'm telling you, it's the way to do it, Jean. You need a great hook. And if you're not 100% sure of the languaging, then go to your audience and ask them. Personal conversations with them. Ask them the question. Should you test the subtitle? Sure, you should test everything. So absolutely test the subtitle if you feel like you're not 100% sure that that's the right one. And again, work on the languaging of everything that you do by having conversations with your clients, right? With your ideal clients that didn't become clients, right? And with friends that you know are in the same market. Do that, and you can absolutely crush this thing. So love you guys. You mean the world to me. Thank you for your trust in Bestseller Publishing. Again, I'll put this link in there one more time. Click that now if you don't mind. Download it. Read a few chapters, and please offer me a review. It'd mean the world to me. You guys are great. Have a great day. Thanks so much for being on with me, and I will stop the share now and end it. You guys are great. Take care.